Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Sundakkai Kathirikai Vathal, which essentially is a berry, which is Sundakkai, and this is Kathirikai, which is actually small bengan or brinjal. Okay, and I'm going to make a Vatha Kuzhambu out of it. And Vatha Kuzhambu is a very South Indian dish, especially from my region, which is Tamil Nadu, and we make it quite a bit at home. Okay, and what is Kuzhambu? So Kuzhambu is actually a dish where it is made out of tamarind and has no dal. So it can be made along with anything which has coconut or doesn't have coconut, or just tamarind and some vegetables and some berries and some onions makes a Kuzhambu. Okay, and you can add a lot of different flavors and spices to it by roasting freshly ground spices or adding some spices which are already available at home. So today I'm going to show you a method of Sundakkai Vatha Kuzhambu which I've been making for ages, and I'm going to be adding some kathirikai to it. You can add a lot of different vegetables or even other ingredients like papad, which is aplam Vatha Kuzhambu, vengaya Vatha Kuzhambu, just Vatha Kuzhambu without anything at all, Vathal Kuzhambu, which is actually these berries which are extremely nutritious and healthy too. So without wasting any time, let me just dive right in and show you how to make this Sundakkai Kathirikai Vathal Kuzhambu. So to begin making this Vatha Kuzhambu, first thing I'm going to do is to extract tamarind water. So I have a bowl of tamarind with me, which I've soaked it in warm water for about 15-20 minutes, and it has to be nice and soft. So what I typically do is to take a bowl of water, put some tamarind into it, and then put it into the microwave and heat it up for about a minute, and then it becomes soft. Allow it to cool, and then you'll be able to extract the water. So now I'm going to show you how to extract the water. Okay, so for that you need to ensure that you have another bowl by the side, and ensure that you sort of mash the tamarind well in the water, and ensure so it's all the tamarind pieces become nice and soft and mushy. So just do that first. Ensure that you mash it up well, and once you do, have another bowl with a strainer by the side. Okay, there you go. And I'm just going to go ahead and add some water to this so it gets just a bit diluted. And after that, I'm just going to add in this tamarind water into the strainer, and you can use any type of strainer you want. This is one of my favorites because the tamarind just passes through very easily, and the pulp also passes through very easily, and it's easy to clean as well. You can use a mesh strainer or a chai strainer. If you have a larger strainer, the better it is. Otherwise, you'll have to sort of strain it with your hand if you don't have a strainer. So now you notice that the water is collected inside, and this is the first water. But for Vatha Kuzhambu, I'm just going to and there are a lot of pulp, a lot of tamarind and the katanas which still remains in this tamarind. So what I'm going to do is to transfer this back to this, add a little bit more water, mash it up, and extract the juices more. So I do this for about 3 to 4 times until I get all my tamarind out of that pulp. Okay, and that's pretty much how I extract tamarind water. Okay, and I'm just going to do it one more time, and notice that it's becoming less pulpier. Most of it has just gone away, but I'm just going to add a little bit more. And you will notice that as you keep adding water to this water will keep getting lighter, and that's when you know that the moment it becomes really clear, then actually you're done. So that water is really not useful. And this is just perfect. I don't think I'm just going to get any more out of this. Great. I'm just going to go ahead and strain it out. And I have a lot of tamarind water below. And that's a good amount of tamarind water for making Sundakkai and Kathirikai Vathal Kuzhambu. Okay, and just squeeze it up. And that's good enough. And I can only feel fiber here. Okay, this is great. So now let's see. So now the tamarind water is ready. I have all my ingredients prepped and kept. So one of the most important things in making a Vatha Kuzhambu is to use sesame oil. The sesame oil, when you roast all the ingredients in sesame oil, it brings in great taste and flavor. So the first thing I'm going to do is to actually roast my Sundakkai and then keep it aside. And after that, I'm going to roast my onion and bengan and allow the bengan to cook and roast well, and then we'll keep that aside. And then after that is what I'm going to bring all the ingredients together and then simmer. So into my preheated pan always. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add in my Sundakkai, and we'll roast it on medium heat until it becomes crisp and little darker brown in color, and in fact it has to become really dark brown. Okay, and that's when you know it's well roasted. So do it on medium heat and not high heat, otherwise it'll get just burnt. Okay, so notice that the sundakkai is well roasted and it's nice dark brown. At this stage I'm just going to go ahead and remove it to another bowl, and then we'll do the rest of the steps. Okay, so now into the same pan I'm just going to go ahead and add in the sesame oil again, and to this we'll add in the mustard seeds and allow it to crackle. I'm going to add in some methi seeds, and that's another tip for a delicious tasting Vatha Kuzhambu. Okay, and I'm going to allow this to roast for a few seconds, the methi seeds, and allow the mustard seeds to crackle. That's great. I'm going to go ahead and add in my curry leaves as well. I'm going to tear it up, give it a roast, and then we'll add in our pearl onions or the sambar onions, which I've halved in and then added it into it. You can also add it as a whole. And I'm going to go ahead and add in my brinjal or bangan, which I've soaked in water. Soaking in the brinjal and or the bangan in water has two benefits. One is it softens up a little bit and becomes easier to roast, and the other is it doesn't darken as well. Okay, I also added a little bit of salt. Great. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in my brinjal into this, and some salt, so the brinjal roasts with a little bit of salt. I will add a little more salt later, and I'm going to roast the brinjal and the onions until both of them get well cooked, especially the brinjal, until it gets nicely roasted. I'm just going to go ahead and cover the pan and allow it to steam cook for about some time, so the cooking is really fast. Okay, so I'm ready to open. So while it was cooking, I ensured that I kept stirring it in between so that it doesn't sort of burn at the bottom, and notice that it's released a lot of moisture, and that's what the soaked brinjal does. It's perfectly cooked, and it's not that I want it to be roasted, but just cooked well in the sesame oil, and it will release all its flavors. Great. So now at this stage I'm just going to add in all my remaining ingredients, and that's the tamarind water. Okay. And I'm going to add in the sundakkai, the roasted one, and a pinch of turmeric and sambar powder. So for Vatha Kuzhambu you don't need any other powder, just sambar powder would be good. I'm going to add in some salt, and I'm also going to add just a little bit of jaggery that's going to balance all the flavors of the Vatha Kuzhambu. So I'm just going to go ahead and break in the jaggery and then add it in. That's it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and give this a stir, and we'll add just a little bit of water at this stage, and simmer the Vatha Kuzhambu for about 15 to 20 minutes at least, and then you'll notice that it starts releasing the oil by the sides, not too much, just a little bit, and give it a taste, and you'll notice that it's perfectly cooked. The tamarind is cooked and all the flavors have come through. So this particular simmering process is extremely important. So I'm just going to first go in and add in some water, and we'll simmer the Vatha Kuzhambu for a good 15 to 20 minutes minimum. Okay. So the Vatha Kuzhambu has been simmering for a good 15 minutes, and I can see that it's got a perfect texture. It's thickened beautifully, and notice the foam and froth that is formed on the top, which I was telling you, not necessarily oils, but all this froth that comes on the top as it's simmering indicates that the Vatha Kuzhambu is cooked perfectly. Just give it a taste. You shouldn't feel the raw taste of tamarind, but it should all be blended beautifully together. So that's it. It's very simple to make, and as I told you, and all you need is to have those vathals and small baby onions and some kathirikai, which is brinjal, and put them together. Serve it along with some hot steamed rice and urlakaranga roast, or a beans carrot poriyal, or a cabbage poriyal, and you will absolutely love it. So I hope you enjoyed making this recipe of Vatha Kuzhambu, and do give this recipe a try. And when you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below, because I'll always be looking to hear from you. And one more thing, don't forget to take a snapshot and tag me across my social channels, which is @Archana's Kitchen. We'd love to hear from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.